Though we may be ready to do any religious activities and we may be successful in doing them, it is very hard for us to follow the call of Jesus to forgive. We might ask, why this is done to me? And we may be right in asking that because we bear real scars from the injustices and evils done to us. At times it might seem that God too has not been gracious to us, that we could think of it and do likewise. Forgiveness is a grace, because only grace can heal the pain we bear. Our anger may be right and justifiable, but it destroys us because it may become an obstacle to receive grace. It may breed hidden hatred and malign our interior nature. We might turn bitter and hard and increase our own pain. Evil remains evil. It must be named, rejected, and condemned without compromise. But that individual or group is in need of our forgiveness. The pleading, "Give me time, I will repay you," as we saw in the parable, may not be there at all. Perhaps it is for us the need of time to forgive. But intention to forgive is a matter of now. Forgiveness is an effort with grace. Let us make an effort to separate from what we are heavy with, choosing not to seek revenge or cultivate the grievance. We surrender our demand for vengeance to God, allowing His grace to dissolve the emotional bitterness over time while preserving our own peace. Who has to forgive? Nations, peoples, races, all have to forgive. We know that injustices scale up into historical, structural, and collective memory. Just as in individual persons, unforgiven historical injuries like slavery, colonial exploitation, ethnic conflict, and displacement are passed down across generations as cultural trauma and inherited resentment. When we do not intend to forgive, past injuries become the foundation of our present identity. How sad is it that even nations prompt people to find their identities on the past injuries? This keeps whole societies frozen in defensive hostility. Always, the one to be forgiven is not a needy, but someone who possesses power and still continues to oppress. Here, forgiveness means refusing to let past oppression dictate future relationships, allowing a people to define themselves by their dignity rather than their victimhood. When an oppressor holds power, the victim feels completely disempowered. Is forgiveness possible then? Remember, we have a wounded Savior. His wounds were clear effects of injustice and violence, but through the same wounds, grace and mercy flowed out. He transformed the marks of suffering into channels of divine life. Dear friends, for today's world, forgiveness is a great prophetic sign. If we have forgiven, we are telling the world that forgiveness is still possible. It is not compromise, nor allowing our victimhood. Forgiveness does not excuse evil or negate justice. By forgiving, we may experience an internal liberation from the pain we carry. Freed so, we reclaim our own life. It is a resemblance of God's mercy. As Ezekiel, the prophet, carried the bundle as a sign of the burden of exile. Every need for forgiveness carries such a bundle of pain that is to be freed. When we forgive, the weight drops, and the burden of carrying past injustice is replaced by divine freedom.